So you just put something in there and it just engraves it.
More or less. You use your tool and design what you want it to say, or with pictures and whatever. Alright, I think I'm feeling about ready to try this. I hope it works. Very good. Alright.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Turn the fan up a little more, though. The lid's up. Yeah. So in this case, it's basically just taking the coating off, exposing the bare stainless underneath.
Oh, so it's that sensitive that you can just take paint off. That's
Yeah,
slick.
you can control the duration and the power levels and things to get different effects.
That's amazing.
So this is pretty simple. It's just writing gem on there.
Some of them have dumb communication, some have actual.
Have an NFS server in VCFSW.
That one's a person. That was that company Linus Torvalds worked for, right? And they started up, they made a processor, they promised like a bunch of stuff, and then they didn't really deliver all that.
Vector, angle, and distance. So this was definitely commercial, military, scientific, Sandy labs, all of the gear labs,
Just AI chat. Can you become a part of the benefit? Please. Yeah, very nice.
Did it work?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, I just gave the classic calculate the meaning of life at 42. So
Well, go ahead and try and.
I'm looking to see multimedia music and sound. What absolutely use that it's I don't know what sequencing software they have at that point. It's the thing I'm looking for.
It's pretty cool.
do you know
How you doing?
All right.
There's a zillion copies of this in your half-price books right in this area. Okay, yeah, I just reloaded to produce this book instead. And they set a modest goal, like let's just tell a bunch of stories, and they're all puff pieces, and they didn't even interview the original folks. All they used were the paper records that had been gathered up, the photos. So all the original photos from this are at SMU in the TI records. You can go to the reading room. I haven't asked them to get out any photos though, but all of the paper.
Yeah, so this one.
Boy, this is.
For those, yeah.
Yep.
And then he passed away, and I got that from his estate and built that. And then I ordered this from him.
You got a 19th century computer being programmed by a 20th century robot, huh?
No, it's a 19th century robot as well.
Really?
The robot arm was introduced in '79.
Wow.
So they couldn't have done this in '79.
That's cool.
You probably wouldn't have, but you could have.
MBS shortly. I just need to reset some things. But yeah.
I live with that day in and day out. And one of the things that was so great about this thing is when I had a problem with a program or something, I could hit this booger and it wouldn't bother it at all.
It's a heavy guy for sure.
The keyboards were great.
Yep.
Yeah. But when you get it up, and
Mess around with it at home.
so now what happens, if you want to, you can hit number 2, go into edit.
Yep. It's in the public domain. It's kind of old.
No problem.
So some hobbyists have kind of recreated some of the later ISPF features. So this isn't a real ISPF.
Right.
It's kind of like a clone.
No problem. I wanted one of these so bad, and my wife wouldn't let me sell the refrigerator, and she wouldn't let me sell the stove and the washer and
I
dryer.
have very good news for you. The next is the computer that Steve Jobs created after he left or was fired from Apple. I always say it that way because it's kind of like Schrodinger's cat, whether he quit or was fired.
Right.
The next came back to Apple in 1997 when Apple hired.
Sir? You get a picture of that?
when Apple bought Next and brought Steve in as the interim CEO.
Right.
The reason I said there's really good news is that over the intervening 20 years, someone has created an emulation of Next Step.
Oh,
You have it
wow.
on your Wintel machine, your Mac, or your Raspberry Pi.
Wow.
So you can get the experience without the price, paying the price.
Now, where is that?
Search for Next Previous on Google and it'll come right up.
Okay, next previous.
There are binary, you can build it yourself, or there are binaries you can download to run.
Okay, so is it a separate, does it run inside of, it looks like it runs inside of, okay,
It runs in a window.
good.
It behaves like a lot of VMs do.
Okay.
Sharing the mouse, keyboard,
Okay,
which can be kind of frustrating. Back to the Next. The original concept of the Next was to build a computer for graduate students.
right,
Megapixel display, high quality printer, Unix operating system, the ability to manage a lot of data, CD quality audio, and lots of surprising number of standards supported off the shelf in the Next. For example, TCP/IP is built in. A lot of things that you would have to add to a PC came standard with the Next.
right.
They had a poster that said in the 1990s there would be 10 real innovations. Here are 7 of them, and they listed 7 features of the Next. They include things like a 256 megabyte magneto optical drive,
Right.
which
Wow, that was something
it
else
was
back
big,
then.
but it was slow and loud. It sounded like this. Dunk, 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 dunk,
Oh,
dunk,
wow.
dunk, dunk. They support SCSI 1 and 2 internally.
There's a couple other people that are looking for them as well, but yeah.
So,
Yes, what's up?
you do everything I hear. I heard you do podcasts,
Well, not podcasting, we do live streaming.
live streaming. That's
Yeah,
even
so
scarier.
every Friday night, every Friday night between 9 and about 1 a.m. I go on live on Twitch. So we live stream, and people on the Discord join in, and there's about 6 or 8 of us that are talking at once, and we work on something. And then that is a completely separate project from what we do on the main YouTube channel, which is Usagi Electric. And so the main YouTube channel is going to be stuff like this LGP21. Those are much more polished,
Right.
heavily edited, and a specific narrative that I try to tell for each episode as we work on different projects.
Got a question.
Yes, sir.
You're young.
Well,
What in the
thank you.
world made you get interested? Are you an engineer by trade?
No, sir. I've worked on cars my whole life. I like old cars.
What made you
but-
decide to dip into this? Because I understand you may have the oldest computer in Texas.
This one right here, yes, sir. I think this is probably the oldest running computer in Texas right now. And I worked on a Linux G15 from 1956, which is currently the oldest running computer in America. It's up at System Source Museum. I think the fascination that I have with these things is in the 50s, 60s, and even into the 70s a little bit, that's about the edge of where a single person can understand everything that's going on inside of a system.
Right.
Right? Like I can sit down with the schematics in this machine and figure out things that are going on by myself. And I've had a lot of help bringing this up, and I don't want to
Right.
bemoan that. Like that's amazing, and the help has been extremely wonderful.
Right.
But the appeal is that it's something that yes, a single person could do. A single person could have designed this. Sounds like it's getting worse.
And so,
That's all right.
yeah, my mom, when she worked on a thing called teletype machines,
Yes.
when, back in the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of like that.
Yeah, so the Freedom Flexowriter on this is a little more complex than a standard teletype. It uses a different bit standard, so this is 6-bit. Teletypes were almost exclusively 5-bit. There's a couple of 7-bit teletypes out there. I personally have a Model 14 and a Model 15 teletype. They use a serial standard, so 5-bit Baudot serial. This is 6-bit parallel.
Right.
There's also, this one is specific to this machine, in that there's a timing camshaft that generates all the I/O timing for the CPU. But it is an electromechanical I/O device, similar in vein to how teletypes operate, which means you get all the same problems with it, like the ribbon I had to replace the ribbon yesterday, and it's sitting here whining because I've got a problem with the power roller and something is vibrating on it. And I just haven't had time to dig into it as extensively as I need to.
Well, you're very popular because I see it's almost impossible to talk to you because everybody's here, and that's good.
Well, that's because everybody's here to look at the machine, not me. So
I like the back in the day, you see that on movies where you have the tape.
Paper tape reader, yeah.
Tape reader.
So this one has a tape reader and a tape punch. And so in the CPU, you've got your rotating disk memory, which is like your working memory. And then if you need to store data for long-term storage, you would punch it out on the punch, on the paper tape, and put that up on the shelf. And then if you needed to read back that customer's data, you would load it up in the paper tape. Or you could load up new programs or whatnot. You know, we have a Conway's Game of Life program loaded up in there right now, and you load that in and run it. But the memory's non-volatile, so once you load a program into memory, it's there, even if you turn the machine off.
Oh, okay. Way back then.
Yeah, well, that's just the nature of rotating disk memory.
Oh, that's on the disk. Right.
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
a disk, but it's technically your working RAM.
The last disk, I'm old, so I worked in IT for a long time, but when I was in college, we had a disk that you could open it up, you push a little button, it would open up, and then you'd unscrew it and take it out.
Yeah, so those would be like
put on the shelf, and then you go get another one. And
yes, sir. So those would be like hard drives. I've got a couple machines with ones like that.
Right.
Those are open air hard drives that with removable platters.
Okay.
This is a similar idea, but those hard drives often had one head that seeked back and forth, right?
Right.
To different tracks.
Right.
This has 30 heads.
Whoa.
That don't seek. They're permanently mounted, permanently fixed in one location.
So do you never take that out?
Never take it out. It's all sealed, all one big, huge unit.
Right.
And because you have 30 heads and you don't need to seek, you just select the head for the track that you want to read.
Ah.
So your access is much faster than a hard drive where you have to move the head around.
Right.
But they're not using it like a hard drive. They're using it like random access memory.
Ah.
Like your memory sticks in your computer.
So, in other words, the program, the operating system had to know where all the data was.
Well, there is no operating system.
So how do you know where all the data is? You had to calculate that all and remember where that is?
I've got a list of entry points to jump to different programs.
All right.
And then you open up the diag panel here and you set it in a single step, and you can jump to different locations in memory and start executing from there.
In some of his YouTube episodes, he goes into great detail on what he's done to recover that data.
Well, that's what I